What's up, Stu? Welcome to the CopyandContent.AI Report.
Nice. Thank you.
How
Good
are
to
you
be here,
today?
Jim.
In the green room.
All is well. We got one more day of February.
That is true.
Special little leap year.
Yeah, my mother-in-law, I think, turns 19 or 20 tomorrow. So, you know,
Is born on a leap year day. That's
she was
fun.
born. She was born on leap year day ish. Susan, don't interfere with my story. I'm telling it. No one knows for sure. They're not going to check the county records, but I'm pretty sure that she was born on the 29th. Okay, well,
That'd
somebody
be
was.
fun to have a wedding on that day.
Mhm. You'd only get tagged for gifts every 4 years. So there you go. Hey, Stu Smith,
Yes, sir.
we've been doing this for a while. Started doing this way back with the old copy and content, content marketing scripts. You remember that?
Oh yeah,
Remember the Jim Edwards method? Remember when
yeah,
that was like the thing, back in the
yeah,
dark ages of 2020?
yeah. Even before that, though, we were doing DIY media marketing,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
and about halfway through our course, we're like, we got to figure out how to do a podcast.
Absolutely. And that was a couple 300 episodes ago.
Yes, there you go.
Um, So here's the deal, Stu. I was talking to Susan a little while ago, and I was like, hey, when we launched this copy and content thing, because it seems like it was forever ago, like when we introduced the genies and the AI and all that good stuff. Can
I
you
don't think it's
tell
a
me
year
the
old.
month?
Is it a year old now?
Can you tell me the month that we officially launched this
Hmm.
CopyandContent.AI? Can you tell me the month?
Some reason I'm thinking last year about this time, maybe March or April.
Yeah, it was April.
Yeah.
That's pretty good memory there, Stu, because I didn't know. I thought it's coming up. So the soft launch was at John Maxwell, which John Maxwell, the IMC is next week. Kind of a soft launch with that, but then to our list, it wasn't until April. So I can still use my fingers for this.
Yes.
Okay. 10 months ago was when we launched this thing officially to even to our own list. 10 months, you think about all the stuff that we have done and accomplished and all the stuff. And Stu Smith, I'm interrupting our regularly scheduled broadcast, at least the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of it, for a State of the Union. Now I can hear the dun, 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 dun. um
I'll stand up because I'm a part of your party.
thank you, Stu. um I think it's time for a State of the Union. I want everybody to understand how far we've come and where we're going. And for everybody who's been in for almost a year, this will help you understand where we're going. And when that renewal pops up, you should be excited to have that and realize what a deal this is. So I put together a small presentation, Stu, that I'd like to share. It's called
Let's
the
go.
CopyandContent.AI State of the Union. Genie for President. There you
Love it.
go. Just want to talk for a minute about, kind of what we did this past year in CopyandContent.AI. And I also want to give a huge shout out to the team, most specifically to Susan and to Nancy, with and most Susan, because if it wasn't for Susan, we'd have like three genies and I'd be managing the site and it'd be, pathetic. Nancy for making everything look great. Dexter does a great job with what he does with being the ambassador and coordinating everything, everybody. But I just want to give a huge shout out, especially to Susan and also to Nancy, managing the help desk and doing all that stuff. Okay. So, what did we do this past year in copy and or in this year past? I guess I'm doing that in old English. In this year past, in CopyandContent.AI. Well, first thing we did was we moved to a new platform with greater capabilities. So we not only converted over from the old content marketing scripts, but we also then converted from the old platform with CopyandContent.AI over to an entirely new platform, search capability, better organization, faster, more versatile, just nimbler, cooler, easier to find your stuff. And absolutely could not be more excited about now kind of the home that we have for copy and content moving forward. We also added or upgraded dozens of new AI genies. You know, it's funny, when we first came out and we had the little list of genies and stuff and what you got, and then I was like, okay, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming. It was like 6 genies I was promising. And I think we added, I couldn't even tell you the exact number, but you know, some of the highlights: the paragraph genie, the value ladder genie, the super sales letter genie, the lead magnet genies, the FB ad genie, the curriculum and course outline genie, and all the other stuff. We got others coming. The onboarding email genie's done. We're going to be rolling that out here in the next 30 days. I'm rolling out a brand new genie today on the training that we're going to do right after this one on the on the customer journey and the value ladder sprint that we're doing today live. I mean, you want to talk about the gift that just keeps on giving? You want to go over to ChatGPT and you just want to wrestle with that thing and try and get it to do you something? Go ask ChatGPT to give you a fully done PowerPoint and all the follow-up emails to promote it. Go ahead, I dare you. It ain't going to happen. So, Stu, what's your favorite genie this week?
This week I have I tend to gravitate between the rewrite genie and the super blog post genie.
I know
This
you
week
do.
I wrote an article this week and it just wasn't finished. So I went to the rewrite genie, put a little bit of that article in there and asked for a concluding paragraph.
Yeah.
Man, it came out wonderful with a couple of little bullets thrown in there. It was awesome. So
That's great.
yeah, I mean, I use it every day.
As do I. We are the two power users of CopyandContent.AI.
Yeah.
Something else we added this year, we added discommunication styles. We actually added discommunication styles. We added famous copywriter styles to a lot of the outputs. Actually wrote a book with Dexter on how to use disc to improve your sales copy. It's different than that one's do.
Oh.
But, and I didn't put it on this update slide, but we wrote that book, and everybody who's in there in Elite gets a copy of that book via PDF for free. So, I mean, we wrote the book and gave it to the members. We also upgraded the avatar research genies. So we make it even easier for you to not only create your avatar, but research your avatar, have multiple avatars, made it faster and easier and better. In fact, the most recent avatar sprint that we did, or avatar challenge, we had people able to get an entire full avatar profile done in the same amount of time that it was taken previously to do an avatar junior. So getting that stuff really dialed in. We added Genie Chat. So we made it so that if you were paying for ChatGPT, you wouldn't have to do that anymore. And the Genie Chat we have actually has additional really cool features that you won't find on ChatGPT. We had some people ask, hey, when are y'all gonna offer it creating images and stuff like that? That will most likely happen in the next 12 months. We actually have the capability now, but I haven't rolled it out because even though people are messing around with Dolly and making pictures and other things like that, it's not to the point where I want to include it with the service. And I really, and another reason why is that I want to focus on what our strengths are, which is the copy and the content. It's not copy and content and pictures.ai. It's CopyandContent.AI. I'd rather teach you how to make amazing ads and video scripts and VSLs and sales letters and emails and blog posts and all that good stuff than worry about jerking around with making pictures. Okay, just being real. We also, in the last 10 months, have held 5 real-time results sprints. So not just telling you to do something, not just showing you how to do it, but showing you, teaching you, and having you do it in real time with us, so that at the end of 2 hours, you leave with something done. We did the My Story sprint most recently. Everybody left with their origin story done. We did the FB ad sprint, where not only did you make your ads, but we actually uploaded the ads to Facebook and actually made them go live. That is, I've had people contact me and say it's the best Facebook ad training they have ever seen as far as getting a result. Because if you just do it in real time with us, we show you how to write the ads, we show you how to target the people, we show you how to upload. Come on. I mean,
Yeah.
it's in fact, the ads that we made during the sprint are still running. The lead gen sprint showed you in real time, people showed up and they came up with the title for a lead magnet, made the actual lead magnet, made the opt-in page copy for the lead magnet, and an entire 4-email follow-up sequence for when people signed up. You want to build a list? We got the lead gen sprint. The course sprint showed you in real time how to plan out an entire course module and then use the presentation creation genie to create your slides and all the promotional materials. And then, of course, the avatar challenge, where walk you step by step through creating your ultimate in real time, your ideal customer avatar. So, and as a matter of fact, today, right after we're done with this, we're going to be doing a 6th sprint. This is going to be the customer journey and value ladder sprint. So you're going to plan out your entire customer's journey and create your value ladder in real time. So you have the big picture of what's going on in your business. That's pretty cool. So that's would be the 6th one we will have done. The cool thing is that we're doing these live, and we've done a couple of them live a couple times. But the great news is that you have on-demand access to these now inside of CopyandContent.AI. So anytime you want to create a new course, new lead gen page, create a new avatar, you just go in, do it in real time. Doesn't matter, 2 o'clock in the morning you want to do it. We also added the Traffic Expert Series monthly, where we have been and will continue to interview some of the people in this world who are generating millions and millions of visitors. Last guy we just did was talking about Facebook ads. This dude's doing tens of millions of dollars in ad spend on Facebook, generating millions and millions and millions of viewers. Something else we did over the last 10 months is we upgraded our cutting edge AI software, not once, not twice, but 3 times. We updated the platform. We have kept this thing on the bleeding edge of technology, yet we have had 99, knock on wood, 99.999% uptime. So we've been very stable. We've been very, very up to date. Now, the other thing that we're doing this year is we have a theme for the coming year. And the theme for the coming year is we're calling it the Legacy Business Track. And we're all about not just helping you create the copy and the content, but also using it to actually build your business, build a legacy business. A legacy business is one that operates without you being present all the time, including having stuff in place where you're making money while you sleep. Not in the late night infomercial thing of make money while you sleep, but like selling stuff that you don't have to be present for to deliver. That's the only way you're really going to create a business that's going to make a huge difference. And we've also added a new mastermind level. So we have the elite level, and now we have the mastermind level. And these folks are the ones that are going to be working closer with me. We have multi-day events that we're going to be doing. They have hot seats, able to work with me personally. Also this year, in the next year, we will be rolling out Genie coaches, monthly onboarding training, and more. So if you're in CopyandContent.AI, you've seen all the cool stuff that we have done. And if you're not in CopyandContent.AI yet, there's never been a better time to join. So head on over to CopyandContent.AI and sign up today for the elite membership. If you're already in, get excited about what's coming over the next year. I know we've got some renewals and stuff coming up. Not only do we want you, but we want to keep you, and we want to keep you happy. So I can't tell you how many ideas we've gotten for genies and suggestions and other things that people have asked that we've implemented. I got a big board of other stuff that we're working on that's coming. But the number one thing is that we're staying real true to our roots, which is helping you create the sales copy and the content marketing materials that are going to help you build a business you can be proud of. So that's the state of the union. Stu,
Nice.
got anything to add?
I slipped off there for a minute, Jim, because I had to handle a text. So did you forget?
What?
Did you forget how many people you helped publish a book this year?
Well,
Did you write that? Was that part of the State of the Union? Because I had to slip off for is a kind of an emergency. But,
no, because I hope everything's okay. But
everything's fine.
writeyourbook.ai is kind of the sister ship to the kind of like the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. It's a sister ship to CopyandContent.ai. Most of the people who went through writeyourbook.ai are also in CopyandContent.ai. Yes, in writeyourbook.ai, we have helped hundreds of people go from 0 to published author in anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. Certainly less than 30 days.
Needed mentioning because it is all part of the same
ecosystem. Yeah.
Squad.
Yeah. Just not included.
Yeah, but it's I think it just shows the just the wide variety of applications that you have enabled people to improve upon, just this last year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Had some people making comments and stuff. Brad says back in the olden times of 10 months ago. Ann says, good morning. Today is my launch day. Thank you, Jim. Awesome. Brad says you've come a hell of a long way. Becky says, thanks for all you do. Susan, Nancy, Dexter. Love the new platform. Jeannie for president. Okay, so everybody's excited. This is absolutely going to be an amazing year. So again, those of you that are a part of it, we're super excited that you're with us. We want you to stay with us. That's why we keep making it better and better, but keeping it stable. That's always the key for me. You would not believe what we have in place on the back end to keep things stable, to make sure that just the testing that goes on all the time to make sure that things work. Because nothing sucks worse than going in and using something and it doesn't work. So there you go. All right, Stu. Well, that was our public service announcement. Brad's beyond excited. That's awesome. So what else we want to talk about today, Stu?
Well, you kind of hit on it there a little bit with some of the infrastructure that is required to make things work. You want things to work, showing people how to actually put Facebook ads up onto Facebook is a piece of infrastructure training. I think we can kind of run down that road a little bit and play around with, like, when you have a video or a course or something that you are trying to get out to people, what are
Mhm.
some of the best ways to handle the infrastructure of that? Is it all outsourced to another platform, or what are your options even?
So if I'm hearing you right, what you're asking is if I want to, like, if I want to sell a course, where do I host the freaking videos? How do I mechanically do that? And you have several options that we can talk about. Let me get my, I'm just transitioning my world headquarters TV broadcast studio, which means I'm closing a couple things and opening a couple of things. So when you are doing a membership site or anything like that, there's a couple layers of things that you gotta pay attention to. And how about I'll take up the big screen so that everybody can see this, okay? Um, but you're still here, Stu. So, and you can ask questions from the sideline. You have basically at its core is you've got a page where you're displaying everything. Okay. So let's call it your product dashboard. So on that dashboard, you're delivering your course. And let's say your course is, a couple of videos and a downloadable PDF file. So at a minimum, you got to have a website, you got to have a page, an HTML page where you can host this stuff. Now, you can protect this HTML page a bunch of different ways. One, you can just use a hidden link, okay, which means it's not linked anywhere. It's the only way anybody would find it. You'd use a big, long, nonsensical URL, and the only way anybody would find it is if you gave them the link. I did that for years with 7-day ebook with selling through ClickBank. Okay. So it's a legit way of doing it. Another way you can do it is by having a page that is using what's called, I think it's HT password or something like that, which is basically you can set it in your actual hosting account. It's a real simple thing, and you pull up to a page and a little window shows up in your browser that says password, and you put in the password. The password's the same for everyone. It's just the password for that page. And then your other option for that would be to have some sort of membership site, membership software, and then your final option would be to use some sort of third-party courseware site type thing like Kajabi or something like that. Okay. Or I think you can do it inside a Shopify. I mean, there's everybody's got their little thing. All right. But as far as protecting the content, those are your main options. I did millions of dollars with just this. Because you say, well, if somebody shares the link, then other people can find it. Sure, change the link every once in a while. That's fine. Doesn't matter. It's not, you worry about somebody stealing out of your Walmart instead of being excited you own Walmart, and there's 99.9% of the people are coming and paying. Okay. So you got to have the place. Next, you got to have hosting for the video, the actual video itself. Now, you got three main options for hosting the video. First option is to just host it right there on your hosting. Where that turns into a problem is the player, the just all kinds of stuff. You can't just upload a video to your website and then have it play on a page. There's all kinds of stuff that goes on in the background. This is why 20 years ago, when we were doing website videos and stuff, just the fact that you had a video on your website was a big deal because it was such a pain in the ass to get video up onto your website. I mean, you had to use an FLV file to play, a Swift file, and you had to have it on a streaming server, and a streaming server cost a bunch. It was a huge pain. So your next option would be to use YouTube. And so you can host it on YouTube and host it as basically an unlisted video. So not a private video, because then people got to log in and do the other stuff. But you upload to video, and you upload to YouTube, and it's unlisted. And then you can embed the code on the page that's hidden, and you should be good. All right, that's kind of the low tech ghetto way of doing it. The problem is that ultimately, if you're selling this, there's a couple things with YouTube. Number one, people could find it. They could pass the link around, and they could bypass this page. And one of my cardinal rules is that if you're going to rip me off, I still want to make money. Which means, I mean, honestly, if like you're going to steal my ebook and send it around, it's loaded up with links like a porcupine. I'm going to do something good's going to happen.
It's an ad.
Exactly. But
Yes.
if you're doing like a 90-minute training here, and it's pure training, and then people are, that's not good. Plus, a YouTube player for something they paid for it's not real professional. Just being real.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what we use Vimeo. We use the Vimeo hosting service. If you're talking about having like 20 or 30 videos, Vimeo's dirt cheap. If you're doing 20 or 30 videos with the kind of volume that you'd be doing, and the amount of playing and other stuff like that, I don't quote me, but I think you can get some videos up on Vimeo for less than $30 a month. I mean, it's not super expensive. I think the last time I looked, we have 1.7 terabytes of video on Vimeo, and we pay them $3,000 a year. So we have all of our stuff up there, and it's all hidden. And we don't have throttling, and we don't have a problem doing what we need to do. So, I mean, that's
when you say hidden, what does that mean? It's just not available.
Nobody
on
can
search
view
engines.
Yeah, it's not available on the search engines. Nobody can look at it. Nobody can see it. They can't. And even to the point where we have it locked down to specific URLs, where even if someone were to find the code, if they were to find the number for the video and then try and put it into embed code somewhere else, it won't play except on specific websites that we designate.
Gotcha.
So you can really control it really, really well. So my thing is, if you're going to, if you're just going to do something one-off, then use a YouTube. If this is going to be a part of your business, if this is part of your legacy business, then go sign up for Vimeo or something. Vimeo or Wistia is kind of expensive. Vimeo to me is the best value. There are other people that have video hosting services and things like that, but that's not their only business. They're just jerking around. So this is the one that you want to do. And then they'll give you embed code. And I know this is for some people is super basic, but they'll give you embed code where you can specify the thumbnail that shows up, and you can make it look real cool when they pull it and they see it. It makes you look professional instead of, the first screen on the things like, that one. It's like, push that. Probably get a whole lot of clicks for that though. And then they give you the embed code, and you just copy and paste it and put it into the page where you have the thing. The key, if you are creating a course, is to have as few layers and as few points of friction as possible between them paying you that money and hitting that play button. That is the number one key, is they know they're at the right place and they know what to do and they get right to it. Because otherwise they start contacting you for customer support, and they start asking for refunds, and they start acting all goofy. What I want to do is just have them running down a greased chute. So mechanically, you just need a page, a way to hide the page. You decide how much security you want. It's do you want to have a vault built into a concrete block in a wall, or do you just want to have one of those shaving cream cans with the fake bottom that's sitting out in plain sight, but they still don't even realize what they're seeing? And then as far as hosting the video, this really isn't an option. Hosting it on your web hosting, it's just that's dumb. Don't do that.
That eats up a lot of bandwidth as well, right? And it can slow
Yes,
your website and all that.
yes, it's just not smart. Okay, so either use a YouTube or and I recommend using Vimeo. So that is my answer to that question. What was that the answer you were looking for?
Is exactly the answer, because I have created a course that I am selling. Haven't started selling it yet, but it's about to be. But I was just wondering that back end infrastructure, how that looks, because I did it with the YouTube unlisted.
Hmm.
Um, but I think I'm just going to take it off of YouTube and just go right to Vimeo, because I want to do this more often, because it was really easy for me to create 2 40-minute courses.
Yeah,
It took, you know how long it took?
80 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm on to you, man. That's my joke. How long does it take to shoot a 60-second video, Stu?
There you go, man.
60
1 minute.
seconds. Yeah, 1 minute. 1 minute.
No, that was really helpful. So I do appreciate that. Now,
Yeah.
what would you do as far as, since we're on a CopyandContent.AI show, what would
Uh-huh.
you use as the sales copy creator for said course?
So I'm not being a smart aleck. What's the price point?
Oh, okay. Oh, for this, my particular one, I'm doing
What's the
97.
Okay, so for $100 course,
Yeah.
and the okay, so $100 course, you got any upsells or anything?
No, not yet. I
Why
haven't.
not?
I know. It's part of it. It's part of
Okay,
it. It's coming. Right now, I'm just worried about the infrastructure, getting it up there. I
I
got it on my
understand.
membership site, but I'm also offering it as
Separate.
a la carte
Yeah.
uh, purchase as
Okay.
well. So yeah,
What's the
they
topic?
are. I
What's
I
the
it's 2 and through. So
Okay.
2 and 2 training, like phase 1 and phase 2 of tactical fitness.
And is it aimed at spec ops or is it aimed at everybody?
This one's aimed at spec ops, but I've already like lined up my to-do list for other individuals and
Okay.
groups. Yeah.
So what I would do is, instead of, I wouldn't reshoot the training. I would just do an intro video
Hmm.
that set the stage for each of those other groups. A 5-minute video explaining why FBI, this is important, and then they can just watch the same training as everybody else. That'll save you a
Yeah.
lot of time, energy, and effort.
Yeah. Good point.
Um, so for that audience, $100. I mean, $100 isn't what it used to be, but I mean, $100 is still $100. I mean, there's pain with pulling your wallet out and taking $100 bill out and handing it. Here you go, Stu. Um, unless there's the result is like, oh hell yeah, I'd pay $100 for that. So you still got to explain just a little bit more. So if you told me it was like $20, I would tell you the short sales letter genie would be where I would start. Okay. Plus probably the VSL genie. Since you are doing something for $100, I would do the super sales letter genie. You gotta have the testimonials in there. You gotta have the Stu Smith story. You gotta have all the bullets and the payoff and the problem agitate solve and all that stuff. So that's honestly, that's the way I would go.
Okay.
For that one, I would use the super sales letter genie. So the great thing is that if you do that, though, it's going to save you a ton of time, because I mean, we're talking about doing a 10 page sales letter. I mean, this is a longer sales letter. But if we come over in here and let's go over to the sales letter genie, and this thing will write. Let me load a project here.
I have a good idea. Why don't you use the Spec Ops candidate?
Okay. So it may not have everything in it,
I'm just joking.
but it's pretty close. I mean, okay, smartass. We're gonna do it. It's not gonna have the right offer in it, but we can write the beginning of it. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
So you're okay with that? All
Oh,
right.
sure.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're okay
I
with
mean,
me writing your
I
sales
went.
letter here
I
real quick.
no, I already did this. I am just.
Well,
I'm
send me your
editing.
project. Oh no,
Uh,
just wait. Okay, I'm just kidding, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Stu Smith. Former Navy SEAL. Train all the Spec Ops candidates coming out of the U.S. Naval Academy. Highest completion rate in BUDS for any trainer in the United States. Author of over 40 books on fitness and Spec Ops preparation. Recently honored as the heavy hitter for the Northeast recruiting district for the U.S. Navy. Close enough. All right.
Yeah,
That was
okay.
me using that. I was just using a dictation,
Yeah.
a free dictation thing.
I
So
saw that.
now Stu's got his avatar all done. And so now we won't worry about the offer and stuff. But what's the price, Stu?
97.
$97.
Yeah.
It's worth
I'm doing
$9.97.
$297. Like you can get it for 97.
Okay. And how fast can they get results? 90 minutes?
Sure.
Yeah, whatever. And so this is inspiring. Style, I would do Entrepreneur Magazine and I would do Active. So now this thing is going to write the first draft of your sales letter. It's going to automatically, I mean, it's writing the whole thing. I mean, it's doing the problem match state solve. It's doing that whole thing, man. And so
impressive.
instead of you having to kill yourself staring at that blank page, this gives you that first draft. And then all you're going to have to do is just basically put in some proof blocks. Now you've got a bunch of testimonials and everything.
Yep.
All I would do is just all those things that you do on social media. I would just start throwing in social media post proof of people improving their run times, getting accepted in a contract, show pictures of oh, look, it's done. So now I can download this sales letter as a Word doc file and open on one of my many screens. Here it is. And so all I have to do is go through and edit it. Attention aspiring special operators candidates, crush your fitness test, learn the proven step-by-step strategy for securing your Spec Ops contract and conquering selection on your first attempt. That's a pretty good headline, Stu. Unleash your potential, dominate your fitness test, and achieve Spec Ops success without second guessing. Yes, prepare for success, cruise your. So anyway, being physically fit is just the beginning. The real test is whether you have the mental toughness and discipline to truly make it in special operations. That sounds like Stu Smith.
That's really good.
Anyway, so you got your sights set on crushing the fitness test and preparing for Spec Ops, huh? Well, I hate to break it to you, but you got a major problem standing in your way. Dude, becoming a special forces operator is no walk in the park. It's grueling, intense, and not everyone can handle it. If you're not prepared to tackle head on, you're set. Dude, this is good.
I like that.
Yeah, that's real good.
Nicely done. Nicely
Yeah,
done.
the only test usually is whether Stu says, "Hey, can you send me that?" But it
No,
sounds like
it's
you already got your thing going. But my point is that
no, no, no. I want to see yours compared to mine.
so my point in all of this is that we just did in 10
Minutes.
minutes or whatever what used to take days and prevent some people from ever being able to do anything.
And, I wasted, I mean, literally no brain power in getting that done.
Sure,
Y-
well,
y- y-
especially yeah,
s-
you invested the time up front to get the avatar done,
Right.
and now it pays dividends now months and even years later because you've got that thing dialed in. And as we add new genies that harness the power of the avatar, it's paying dividends over, and it's like a stock split, Stu. Just
Yes.
keeps paying, baby.
Yeah. Good
So
point. No,
just
that
to
was that was good. It like so it's so it's just a little bit of admin, clicking some buttons, filling in some boxes,
sure.
and then boom, you got it. Now all my energy can go into perfecting, fine tuning it, personalizing it, and adding those little touches that you need to touch, for your audience. So
Yeah, but here's
that's
the thing. Here's the thing,
that's the best
Stu.
thing. Yes.
You now have, and I even just I made this easy for Stu. We just, he just all he has to do is click. We use this thing as an example. None of you are gonna steal his stuff. It's not like you, hey, I was a Navy SEAL. That's not happening. So it's cool. But you're going to need some ads, right, Stu? I mean, you're going
Sure.
to want to run some Facebook ads, whether you're paying for them or you're just posting them on your stuff. They're
Right.
ads, okay,
Yes.
whether it's
Absolutely.
organic or whatever. So let's do a clickbait style ad. We'll do second person. I loaded his avatar. Let's do influence and famous copywriter style. We'll do me. And so now, Stu, we are going to write some ads.
Mm.
And look at this. Ready to crush your buds fitness test? Join the elite with our top secrets to success. Don't let anything hold you back from achieving your dreams. Check out our critical article now. And then also write a bunch of 4 to 7 word headlines. So elite fitness secrets, crush your buds test now. I like that. Achieve your spec, unleash your inner warrior, top secrets for success. So we just wrote, and we can write a bunch of different ads. Okay.
Sure.
But now, what have we done? We took your avatar. We I'm assuming that your avatar was kind of baked into the course that you created. I don't know if you used the curriculum genie or not, or whether that played into it. You've
I
got
did.
frameworks in your head. You did not.
I did too earlier.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I
So
created a little curriculum course that helped me make my course for what I was doing.
even
Just
better.
kind of keep me on point.
I got you. So the
Yeah.
point is you got your avatar done. That this all started with how do I sell $100 course, Jim? And how do I play the thing? This this is the part now because you've got access to all of these cool tools inside of copy and content, whereas this used to be the afterthought. Like the only problem you got is where do I host my videos, because I got everything else taken care of. But you remember back in the day when it's like this was just part of it. I got to do this, then I got to figure out how to get it up, then I got to write the copy, then I got to do all the other stuff. Now the copy part's off the table. All you got to do is just edit it. All you got to do is just put it up, post it, copy and paste, do an edit, hit save, hit send. I mean, this is we're taking what used to take months
Oh,
and
yeah.
reducing it down to, frankly, Stu, honest to God, once you get this nailed and kind of understand how it's done, you could in the morning decide, you know what? I want to sell a course on this. You create the curriculum for something that's like a 60 or 90-minute class, teach the class, record the class, generate the sales copy, and have the whole thing posted by dinner time.
Mm,
You really could do it. Absolutely
absolutely.
could.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the power of these tools.
Yeah. It really is incredible because I'll be honest with you, when it comes to sales copy for me, it is as hard as writing the book, right? In my head,
Hmm.
right? Because it just doesn't come natural to me. And
Sure.
writing a book is not that it doesn't come natural, but it's just I know it's an endeavor in front of me that I have to manually labor getting it done. Right? There's a level of getting it done.
And it's
Uh,
not something you're normally doing too, which makes
right.
it
It just
even
adds.
harder.
Yeah. I have to find time in my day to finish that book.
Right.
Whereas I felt this was this same way with sales copy and especially sales letters. But this has made it so much easy button that it's almost embarrassing how
No, it's just
little effort.
using technology. It's like thinking about having to chop and split and stack firewood. What would be
Oh yeah.
embarrassing is if you used a handsaw instead of a chainsaw and a log splitter.
No, I
That
just
would be
I
embarrassing.
say it's embarrassing because of how much I was resisting it
I understand.
going into it. Yeah.
Right. But my point is that we just embrace the tools and we use them. Um, and we don't really think about it. Now, Terry asked a great question. What genies would you use for a $497 something or other? Okay, with an upsell to monthly group coaching. Well, for $497, I would still use the Super Sales Letter Genie, and I would use the VSL Genie, and I would spend time editing what it came out with. I would also make sure that my offer was really good. Okay. So I might spend some time with the $1 million offer genie to help me really fine tune that offer. So typically I would probably use the $1 million offer genie to get that offer really, really fine tuned and dialed in, like super dialed in. Then I would generate the super sales letter genie. I would copy and paste what I got from the $1 million offer genie into I would just bypass what the sales letter genie did and just I put the offer thing in there from that one, and then I would have the VSL dialed in, and I would spend a lot of time on making that super good, and I'd make sure I had a bunch of testimonials, because where was once you use this and it has that basic framework, not the basic but the proven framework, then it's all about proof. The more money you ask for people, the more they want to see proof that this is going to work. So, testimonials, your own case study, your own story, all that good stuff. So, that's how that works. So, we're going to need to wrap this up because I got a live training coming up. Somebody asked what my thoughts were about using a specific platform for hosting courses and videos. I have never used that, so I threw that out as a name of one. There are a bunch of course platforms and stuff. We use our own on our own site because I don't want to be beholden to somebody else for that stuff. So we want to control it, but that requires a much higher degree of technical stuff. So the key thing is finding something that you trust, that you can use, that's stable, that kind of stuff. Any final words there, Stu?
I have one little final tip that I want to share with you that I was very proud of this week that I did
Okay.
with the genies. When you go through the blog post genie and it, pumps out something real nice for you, then at the right below it, it gives you 10 headline options.
Okay. Yep.
All right. Maybe I can explain this in greater detail in a genie hacking show, but take a look at this idea that I had, and I used it in my last article. Because there were like 5 or 6 really cool titles in there that kind of matched with segments of my article.
Hmm.
I used those as paragraph headings in bold throughout the entire article.
So like they were
Instead,
subheads. You used them as subheadlines
yeah,
for
instead of
individual
a
sections
title
in the
for,
article.
most people are looking for one of those for the title. I used them all as paragraph headings and was able to use 6 out of 10. And it was, I was like, damn, this is really good.
That is
So,
really good. That
yeah,
is really smart, because that's something that I need to do more, is to have those sub headlines for the paragraphs in the
yeah,
content. That's more and more important.
yep.
Um,
So
that's
anyway,
really that's a real good tip.
just an idea for you guys pumping out blog posts.
We definitely want to talk about that on the next genie hacking, which I didn't even mention that in the. I apologize. I didn't even mention that in the State of the Union.
All right.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you. Those of you who are in CopyandContent.AI, elite level and above, especially, make sure that you go use the bathroom and show up for the customer journey and value ladder sprint that's about to kick off in about the next 10 minutes. And I'll see y'all live for that training. Great job, Stu. Appreciate you. And we'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye, everybody.